Hello, my makeup loving friends. How's it going? Welcome back. It's another week and another episode of Releases and Rants. That's right, we filter through the many new makeup releases and talk about the ones that you guys actually want to talk about. So we try and filter out the nonsense and have it just be that the shit that we say is nonsense. At least that's the thought. With me this week is the fabulous Anna. You have seen her before. She has been on new makeup releases nonsense bingo with me before. I need to get back into doing that this summer.
Yes, I missed that.
We need to do that because life got in the way, but we will get back to doing that. But Anna has her own YouTube channel and I'm going to link it down below and you need to check it out. She has a recent video, which I very much enjoyed, and it was her using the NYX Blur Tint. And if you like neurospicy chaos.
If you like watching things that go terribly wrong and someone who's desperately trying, you know that meme when the dog's sat in the room and like everything's on fire and they're going, this is fine.
That's you.
Oh God. Yeah, please watch that.
Definitely do. But as always, I would have no episode if you guys did not tag me in things. So I want to say a massive thank you to absolutely everyone who tagged me. It is hugely appreciated. And a massive thank you to my Patreons. And we have a birthday this week. Happy birthday to the fabulous Felicia, also known as Flick. And we did have a theme this week, and I was going to do it, but guys, mortgage stuff got in the way because there's a ticking clock. So I had to do adult things. Ugh, gross. But the theme is Woodland Fairy Tale. Yeah.
I've got a couple of leaves behind me here.
Look, you're on trend. You've got it.
As usual, I'm coming literally straight from Zumba, so I have covered up the fact that my hair is like soaked. So I just stuck a little bun in.
I'll take it. I washed my hair, so feel special, guys. But I will show you my gorgeous, beautiful Patreon's looks now. They are fantastic. But we have a few little things to actually discuss. So the first thing that we actually have is Flower Nose Beauty, and they are a makeup brand out of China, and this is their Moonlight Mermaid collection. It's coming out on the 20th of April. There's a whole chunk of stuff in it. There's 5 different eyeshadow palettes. There's 5 different, what they're calling jewelry blushes, but the jewelry blushes are kind of strange in that there's almost like 3 shades in each of those. There's 9 different shades of jewelry lip gloss, 3 different shades of eyeliner, 2 setting powders, 2 perfumes, 3 different hand mirrors, 2 different blush brushes, 2 really cute little hair clips. There's a gradient colored gold cup, and you can get it in like a medium gift box or an all-in-one gift box. Can I just say their photography, their way that they present their stuff is like a 20 out of 10, because when I look at the individual items, like if I looked at the colors that they're using, I wouldn't be like, oh, okay, whatever. But it's the way that they're photographing it and they're showing it, and the fucking packaging. The packaging is so pretty. Yeah. And then I look at the colours. Now, I will say the colours, etc., make so much sense when you think of the market that they're in. They're not going to be going big, bold colours. That's fine. That's their demographic. Now, if you gave me those colours in any other packaging, I'd be like, don't give a shit. But my God, the packaging. I just want the packaging. Can they give me the packaging?
It's very pretty. I did think that it's very, very, very pretty. Very like pleasing on the eye. And it's almost that kind of thing, like, is it not meant to be actually used? Because everything looks like it's got prints, like the blushes and powders, whatever they are, look like they have prints on the actual powder. So is it one of them, like, you're not actually supposed to use it?
That's the fucking question. Like, they're not an inexpensive brand. Like, they are relatively expensive in my opinion. And I suspect that a lot of people, from what I've seen online, are like, oh my God, these are so beautiful. I'll keep it over here. I won't use it. I'll just look at it. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Then create works of art rather than necessarily makeup. I know that sounds so harsh, and it is beautiful and it makes sense, you know, for the graphic that they're going for. I totally get it and I totally respect it. I just feel when I look at that, I'd be like, this is so pretty, can't put my finger in. I'd be afraid to even swatch it.
Yeah, it's like the ridiculous brand, whatever they're called.
Oh, there's so many ridiculous brands out of it.
It's a Besame is one of them, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
That's got like whole little like landscapes and stuff on the actual like powders. Like, yeah, but you can never ever use that because you paid like 300 quid for a book that's got, you know, Shakespeare's works on them, but you could never use them.
Yeah, like I'd love to know if the people who have these, do they use them? Or is it, and I'm not judging, because I'm the girl who has like a disgusting amount of makeup. No way that anyone can use all of this makeup. I'm not going to judge you if you're buying this simply to look at it. Totally fucking fine. That's grand. But are there people who are buying it and being like, okay, I'm going to use this up, I'm going to pan it, etc.? Because I admire that sort of person, because I'm like looking at that and kind of going, it's so pretty, do not disturb the design.
I mean, I'm like that with the ethereal palette. I did use that, and that's not even got imprints on it. It's too pretty to use.
Fair enough. I have that with certain things. Like I am frightened now to use my Lowest Cosmetics Rose Metal.
Yes.
Because it is too precious and I can't...
Can never be replaced.
Yeah. So it only comes out at very, very special occasions.
Yeah. I do, I still use it for bridal, but only for the bride.
Not for the rest of you.
Not for the rest of them.
Yeah.
Well, obviously we know what happened the last wedding I went to, but, you know, let's not go in. Let's not talk about that.
Yeah. I have to say, like, if I was going to get things, I just love the components. Like even the hand mirrors, they're so pretty, and the hair clips, Jesus, they're so adorable.
Yeah,
like, I have to say, I think they've gone really, really well on this aesthetic. I'd like to know what the brushes are like in terms of their quality.
Yeah,
because the handle's beautiful,
but
I'm wondering how sturdy they are. Are they going to withstand several washes, or am I going to see like loads of splaying all over the place?
And will they actually pick anything up in the first place?
So many questions on that.
So many questions, and I'm afraid I'm not going to get the answers because whilst it is very, very aesthetically pleasing, it's not something I would buy.
Yeah. I think this is very much like something that you would give somebody as like a gift.
Yeah.
You know, or
your friend with lots of storage.
Yes, that and that's fine. That's totally grand. I can see, it's funny though, because when I look at the shades that they have for the eyeshadow palettes, I'm like, that is actually very wearable. Like I could see people getting decent use out of it, and at least those eyeshadow palettes, they don't have like imprints or whatever in them. They look quite nice. Like the bluey toned one, the Moonlight Land, that's kind of nice. I like the kind of cool toned color. They are quite safe colors, you know, very, very
well. But every single one of them has got like one shade that you can't use.
Oh yeah.
So like that Moonlight Land, like that light blue matte, is unusable because it doesn't like blend with anything. And there was like every single palette I saw had like one shade, like this Ocean Siren that has a random like greeny shade.
Yeah.
That you can't use, and it just seems a bit like random.
I think it's like they're going for people who are like, I use one eyeshadow on my lid or two eyeshadows on my lid. That's it, and that's fair enough. Like if that's your jam, like
I think that's the market, isn't it?
Yeah, and you know,
and the quite pastel-y, more of a wash of color rather than even with nudes. I like them to be pigmented.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I will say if this was my aesthetic, you know, if I was into this exact thing, I would definitely get this.
Yeah.
Right? Because if it was my aesthetic and then the packaging, I'm like, hell yes. If tomorrow Flower Nose comes out with this same sort of thing, but according to my aesthetic, I will punch every single one of you in the face to get it. I will. I love pretty things. I am a magpie of a human being. And I am in no way, I don't think of things in like a practical sense. I'm not like,
no.
I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just buy this fucking huge thing of brushes. That makes sense, even though I'll only use 2 or 3 of them because they're the right shapes for me, but I'm an idiot. So I think this is really very, very pretty. They know their demographic. They know their market.
The lip is, are they lip glosses or lip creams?
Lip glosses, yeah.
They're pretty. So a couple of the colours are really pretty.
Yeah.
Because that, I mean, you know me, I like pink. Pinky nudes is like life because I can't wear colour.
Yeah. And do you know what? They're probably the bit in the collection that I'd be the least frightened to use, in the sense of like, I couldn't possibly ruin this.
No, because the bottle, the packaging looks pretty even if it's empty. So
exactly. I think it's, I like it. I think this is done really, really well. And I feel like I'm seeing more and more from this brand as time kind of elapses, and they're getting a bit of a following behind them, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. It's very kind of, it's giving me like almost Sailor Moon kind of vibes.
Yeah.
Because at first I was like, Disney. But no, it's more of a Sailor Moon, almost anime kind of vibes.
You know what? I think they were probably even going for that as well, because even like in their promo pictures, they had like a half moon and stuff in pretty much every single picture.
I love the hair chain she's got on.
Isn't it fabulous?
That's beautiful.
I wonder if they'll like include something like that.
Yeah. Can we have that?
I would like the accessories from your photo shoot, please. Yeah, I think it's done really well. It's not my aesthetic.
No.
But I think that if this is your aesthetic, you'll have a fucking whale of a time. Like, it's beautiful. I would probably be the person who would like get these palettes and then be like, come to my room and look at the pretty palettes, look at the packaging. You want to look at my makeup? Yeah. Because it's something that, like, you know, a lot of people love like packaging, etc. Like, I know if I showed these to Sahil, he'd be like, ooh, because he's a packaging hoe. He's all
Can I eat it?
Yeah, well, that also. But he's all like, oh, the packaging. And I know for him, he'd be like, oh yeah, that's definitely a thing. You know, it's cute. It's definitely cute.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get it until they, you know, do kind of my aesthetic. So Flower knows. Get on it. If they come out even with like a pale greeny palette, I'd do it. I'd go for it.
Sage, like a sage, peach tones.
I'd do it. I would. Even if it's like with their aesthetic, I'd still get it. It's my kind of jam. When I put it to you guys, 26% of you ended up loving it, and 20% liked some of it, which is fair because it's a massive, massive collection. Then we have Martine Cosmetics, and I have to issue an apology because I called them a French brand, and they are not. They are Belgian. As an Irish person, I should know better than misnationalizing somebody. So I very much apologize. They are a Belgian brand. This is their new Moula Bank collection, and the amount of times that I see a Martine Cosmetics product and I think old school Jeffree Star, like even having money be the theme of a collection.
Yeah, it's, I mean, we've got the cost of live, so maybe not, maybe that was for Missa, maybe not do a opulence kind of collection. It feels a little bit like, well, you're a povo. Oh, hello. Yeah, it's a little bit like, you're a povo, so you can't have this.
Yeah. I mean,
you can, however, have a cat's arse.
Good luck. This week's release is in Rants, featuring Kiwi's tail.
Such a nightmare.
Yeah. Fair. The thing is, right, I like the products. I think the products look really, really cool. I like the eyeshadow palette. I like the liners, the liquid lipsticks. I like that she hasn't done like 1,000,001 things as part of this particular collection. And I like, even though it's like a palette that has some greens in it, there's still a lot of shades in there that you could use to be quite wearable.
Yeah.
I will swatches. Oh, there's a green in there. Like, there's 2 or 3 greens.
It's giving me old school ABH vibes.
I can see that. Yeah.
What's it called?
The Prism.
No, what was the one that like people hated?
The Subculture.
Yes, it's giving me Subculture vibes.
Yeah. I can also though see like little bits of Prism in there as well.
Yeah, no, see, I actually thought, when I just saw the palette, when I was scrolling down through the PDF, I was like, oh, ABH.
Yeah.
But then my neurospicy brain is also getting really annoyed. I understand that that's obviously, it's like supposed to be like an M, but you know where they've done the tally?
Yeah.
There's only 3 lines. There should be 4.
Yeah.
Because you do 4 lines down and then across. I get that it's kind of looking like an M, but no.
It's a nice enough collection. I wonder if this had kind of released at a slightly different time.
Yeah, it's a little bit on the nose for me.
Yeah, and I mean, I get it. Everyone has different lives. You know, some people are like, the cost of living? What's that? Who you? You know, they're still off drinking Prosecco.
Just go to a cash machine.
Yes. Have you tried? Did you know that you can take out a loan? Can I? That's great, thanks. And look, there are going to be people who like it. I know there's a lot of people who follow Martine Cosmetics and they really enjoy their products, and that's totally fine. And I feel like, you know, there is a little bit of a market for that, you know, the European luxury, like, fuck it, let's be fancy while the world burns. In which I'm like, do you know what? Fair enough. And I suppose if you're the sort of person who's like just getting like a once off, like, treat for yourself, that's fine. You know, totally grand. I'm also not going to judge you if you get yourself several treats. Hi, it's me. Although I've been very good lately, I haven't been because I have.
No.
Yeah, fucking Martine.
I have, apart from the fact that I accidentally bought 3 skin tints. But in my defense, I thought I'd only bought 1.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Your rationale made a massive amount of sense in the video. Yeah, see, the thing is, like, in this collection, I do like the things, like the lipsticks, they look fabulous. Like that.
Yeah, well, obviously, again, they're not a pinky nude, are they? So obviously they're not for me.
Yeah.
So what is this? What is the thing that's like a pencil and something else? Is that a lip thing or an eyeshadow?
It's an eyeliner.
Why?
Nobody knows. Nobody
Because
knows.
right, so like an orangey red eyeliner, and it's not gonna look good on anyone. That's gonna look like you got pink eye while you were being rich.
Look, sometimes it's exactly what it is that you're going for. Because I thought initially, I was like, well, maybe these are like really strange lip liners, but they're not, because they say coal and then it's a smoky effect in the description. So I'm like, well, then obviously if it's smoky, it's for the eyes, because I haven't heard.
Yeah, and one of them is like shimmery.
Yeah. I'd love a shimmery lip liner. That could be actually quite interesting. Just to try. They look lovely on when you look at the actual like swatches. Like they're quite interesting. But again, like you said, that eyeliner, I probably wouldn't use it like the orangey one on the waterline. I'd probably use it as like maybe a base for an eyeshadow or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like elements of this.
Yeah. Some of the colour choices are a bit odd.
Yeah, I do appreciate though that it's not the norm, it's not the bog standard stuff, because I get very bored like seeing the same thing over and over again, and I do appreciate that this is different.
Yeah.
So like, well done on that. I will say Martine Cosmetics are quite pricey, and because I haven't tried anything from them, I'm kind of reluctant to buy anything without having tried it. Like, it's too expensive for me to be like taking a chance on.
Yeah. And also, I am a povo, so if I'm gonna start, I probably would have started with this collection.
Yeah. I mean, I also realised, I said like, oh, I'm not going to take a chance on an expensive brand when I'm also the idiot who's bought like Danessa Merrick stuff in the past, but like, I know stuff about Danessa, so I'm like, okay, but I don't hear as much about Martine Cosmetics.
No.
And look, all I'm saying is, lads, if anyone has any Martine Cosmetics products, and they want to have me over at their house, I'll come over and look at it and swatch it, you know, for science.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I will make the same offer, kind of, if you are more UK based and Teresa is unable to travel that day. Only fair.
I think we're a UK representative.
Yes, I think we are. That's it's a really fair offer.
Yeah, it does feel like I'm talking about like an Avon representative or something.
Yoo-hoo!
Fucked up MLM. Where am I in the pyramid scheme? Probably down at the bottom, to be fair. It's been like, must recruit friends and family. Yeah, I quite like this. Like, I like bits of it, but I have become very conservative with my purchasing lately, and honestly, somebody send me a biscuit, except maybe don't, because the banks don't like me having biscuits. So my Patreons know what I'm talking about. It's the whole thing. Yeah, I think it's nice enough. And when I put it to you guys, 18% of you loved it, and 26% said I like some of it. So we were talking about, Sahil liking possibly makeup products that he could eat. And when I saw this one, I was like, well, this is definitely something that he might like. Because if you go onto Tarte's website and you're going through this particular new product, it's called the Maracuja Juicy Shift Blush, which by the way, I can never remember. But there's like a little picture on the site, and it's this, and it says juicy skin is in, and then they list things like hyaluronic acid, maracuja oil, vitamin E, grapeseed oil, goji, acai, pomegranate, watermelon, peach, blueberry, straw. It looks like you're about to have a fucking garden salad.
Yeah.
So I feel like if I presented that to Sahil, he'd be like, I eat, yes.
Yep.
And I
also, I absolutely did not read Juicy Shift Blush.
Oh, Juicy Shit Blush.
Oh, Juicy Shit Blush. I was like, it's a brave name. it's you've committed.
I love a juicy shit.
Juicy Shit Blush.
But I'm a vegetarian, so all of my shits are juicy. So just gonna put that out.
Especially after eating one of these.
I would imagine so. I was like, I had said in a video before that I was like, oh yeah, it's almost like completely edible apart from hyaluronic acid. And then somebody messaged me and they were like, actually, you could eat hyaluronic acid. And I was like, well then, I'm going to go and get my Inky list and just down that serum rather than applying it to my face like a fucking idiot. So
I'm gonna be honest. I was a bit surprised. I was really surprised when I saw that it was Tarte. I was like, oh, do they exist?
I know, honestly,
I'm always surprised when they like release something new. I'm like, oh, you're still here.
Yeah.
I thought they were literally just like selling off whatever they had left.
They're like the friend who it's 2:00 in the morning. They come over to you and they're like at the party and they're like, I'm going home now. And you're like,
were you here?
I thought you left hours ago. You've been here the whole time. And they're like, yeah. Making other people really uncomfortable. Bye. Like, thanks. Okay. Yeah. I am still surprised that Tarte is coming up with things, but I don't know where they get the money. They did that big Tarte brand trip, brought everyone to Dubai. Like, are their sales that good?
I don't know. Or is it like that kind of, let's throw every bit of money we've got and hoping that we can just wake this corpse up?
There are people who like really do enjoy them and they like their products, and that's fair enough. There's nothing really that I've seen of theirs that I'm like, oh my god, I must get it. Like, I think these blushes are nice enough, but I'm not going to go out and buy them.
No, I'm also violently allergic to goji berries, so I would be very, very. Obviously, I don't know if they probably wouldn't have the same effect just putting them on my skin, but I would be a little bit dubious about buying them.
I would say don't do that.
Yeah,
skin barrier, in the sense that, if somebody's like allergic to avocado, they don't get any like avocado oils or I would stay away from that. It's €33 and I think it's like 0.14 ounces, which feels.
I'm also allergic to that.
To them, it's very pricey, and I will I know it's like.
Is that for one?
For one.
Yeah, no, I'm almost anaphylactic.
Yeah. So if you were to get all four, because they're only doing 4 shades, it'd be €132. Fast math. Boom, boom. That's what we come here to this channel for. It's the fast.
Are you listening, Lisa?
Yeah, she's actually currently convulsing in the corner going, no numbers, no. Go away. 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 5. Oh no!
Like, I have to say, there is at least one shade for a deeper skin tone, which I mean, good job, Tarte, good job.
To be fair, think about it. Historically, have they been good for that? No,
that's what I mean. So
and
at least they got the one.
When they did their color correction thing, well after Elf, and we were all like, "Oh, you missed the mark," and they were like, "But look, it's good for darker skin tones also. Where is our biscuit?" I'm like, oh,
they're like Tarte. They are Internet Explorer, aren't they?
They are. Oh, God bless them.
Like, I need one.
They're like using Bing or something, Like, here's the thing: if you're doing a blush for a deeper skin tone, do a purple. because a purple on a deeper skin tone is everything. It's just so gorgeous, and I feel like they missed the mark on that. I think they were right.
That maroony shade is only going to suit a very, very kind of specific undertone and depth.
Whereas like a purple, if you're looking at lots of different like levels of depth of skin, that tends to look really beautiful. Like really, really beautiful. I think that's what they should have gone for. They were right, I think, to put in that pink because that's kind of trending at the moment. Like
very on trend, like the baby pink.
So I think they'll do well with that one.
I would have swapped. Yeah, I would have swapped the red for a purple.
Same.
Because that red, who's that gonna look good on?
I honestly don't know. Like, and even they have that beautiful model who's wearing apple, and I gotta say, she's beautiful, absolutely stunning, but doesn't look right.
No, he doesn't look good.
It looks very much like, you know that episode of The Simpsons where Homer wants to make a makeup gun for Marge so that she can put her makeup on faster, and then, you know, it shoots her in the face and she has like clown makeup. That level of redness, it looks like they've just put on way too much, and maybe it's that there's like too much pigment in it or whatever. And like, here's the thing, she's such a gorgeous girl, and if it looks manic on her,
I don't want to look on you and me.
Oh God, I wouldn't touch it. No.
I would look like I had what's it called, flat cheek.
Oh God, yeah, I'd look like I had just gotten into a fight with somebody
and lost.
Yeah, badly. Thing is, like, it's not a bad thing. Like, people love cream blushes, myself included. I go a bit bananas for it.
But it's not a cream blush, it's a powder to cream formula, is that?
Yeah, it's so weird. And
just make it a cream.
But here's the other thing that pisses me off. It says shift to pH balance to create a custom hue. Let me pop off for but a moment. Our pH balances as human beings do not differ massively, right? We're all around the same pH. So this,
because we would die.
Yeah. So this bullshit about like, oh, it'll adjust to your custom pH. Everyone is the fucking same. Don't. I'm so done. I'm so done with pH. I was annoyed with pH fucking lipsticks, and this has pissed me off. Come on, Tarte. Come on. I was like kind of on board. I was like, okay, this is relatively okay. And then they said pH. And you know what? They could have just not said that. And I would have been okay. Yeah. But it was like, it was the pH bit that kind of made me want to jump off that cliff. That I was like, no. I was with you until then. I was ready to like go to bat for you, Tarte. I was gonna half try to defend you, and then you bring in this fucking pH nonsense, and I just can't. As soon as somebody says pH, I'm like, it's the same as somebody who's like, oh, the vaccines will make you magnetic. It's the fucking same thing that makes me just kind of go, oh God, I can't. Everything you have said up until this point has now been ruined. Ruined.
I'd love for people to just take a basic lesson in chemistry.
Honestly.
Like, not even GCSE, more like Key Stage 2.
Genuinely. Like, even, this is a totally different thing, but I love how, like, at one point, Gwyneth Paltrow was like, I love to have a totally alkaline water in the morning with a spritz of lemon, and I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. Alkaline.
You just neutralise them.
And adding in acid. You fucking twat. I can't. So like, this is one of those things that I'm like, don't try to sound scientific when you don't understand science. It's fine that people don't understand science. I get it. It frightens a lot of people, and not everyone has the same privilege or advantage in terms of education. But when these brands who have like massive resources at their disposal are trying to use scientific terms and these like, oh my God, innovative technologies, no.
I think because not everyone has that knowledge and not everyone has the privilege to kind of get that knowledge, I do think brands and companies have a responsibility to not give out the bullshit pseudoscience.
Yes, it's pseudoscience is a big one for me that pisses me off.
Like detox culture.
Your body
Wake up.
detoxes anyways. That's what your kidney and fucking liver does.
Wake up, have a kidney, have a liver. Done.
Genuinely, it's all of this. It's almost verging into that clean beauty territory for me, and it is a bugbear for me. I think it's because I have a science background. I see this, and it's a little bit red flaggy to me. And other than that, right, I look at these blushes and I kind of go, do you know what? They look quite nice. Well done, Tarte. You kind of are semi-inclusive. It's better than anything you've done in the past. And the colours are relatively interesting. Do they need to be expanded upon? Absolutely. But then you say pH nonsense and I'm gone.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
I can't. Other than that, it was actually, in my opinion, not a bad one. And when I put it to you guys, 22% of you actually loved it, which I actually feel like that's very generous for Tarte. Then we have Colourpop giving us yet another Disney collaboration. And I'm like, what have Disney done that they have entered into this collaboration with every single makeup brand going? Like everyone is like doing it at this point. But I gotta say, there comes a point where Colourpop, because they do so much, inevitably they do something that actually isn't bad, right? And for me, I feel like this isn't bad. It's not a bad collection, because I wade through so much nonsense of theirs that people sometimes tag me in. I don't get tagged in Colourpop that much, I think, because people know that I get a bit like, for goodness sake. But I gotta say, this one is not bad, in my opinion.
Not offensive.
Yeah, it's their Alice in Wonderland collection, and I think and this was said by somebody, and I do actually echo their thoughts on this. They could have done a palette that was way more psychedelic in colours, you know, to go with the Mad Hatter. I mean, the whole thing is almost like an LSD trip, you know, that would have made a huge amount of sense. There was the story about the walrus and stuff, so they could have done all.
As much as I hate marble shade, I would have liked to see a swirly purple and gold.
Oh, that would have made so much sense.
Like the Cheshire Cat.
Oh, 100%.
Colourpop.
Yeah, but here's the thing, like the palette itself, I actually quite like. I like those tones. I think they look pretty. But I think it's one of those rare occasions where they could have done that palette to be the more wearable, and then they could have had like a weird, strange, what the fuck is going on palette.
Yeah.
Is everything okay? And they could have made that in smaller numbers, but I think for the hardcore people who like really like Alice in Wonderland, they'd have been like, yes.
Yeah.
This is it. This is on theme. Not that the other palette isn't on theme, but it's a very safe version of it. I do think, like, if I was to get a Colourpop palette, I actually quite like the look of this. Like,
it's quite cute.
It's pretty. I don't really know what I'd do with it. That peach shade has kind of
sit at home and strike it.
Oh yeah, probably. Like I do with all of my eyeshadow palettes. You know.
I would have liked a dark matte as well, though, because like that reddy fuchsia burgundy shimmer and the purple shimmer is the one in the middle a shimmer as well.
It looks like it. Yeah,
it looks like a shimmer. So it's like, what do you use those with?
Yeah, because by the way, lads, at the moment we are operating on pictures that have been issued by Colourpop's Instagram. And although this is available now as you're watching, we're just like, we don't know what this necessarily looks like. And I also have major trust issues with Colourpop and their website and with swatches.
Oh, they never look anything like.
Yeah, if I have them now, you'll have probably either seen them, they'll have flashed on your screen, or you will be seeing them now so that we have a general idea. I will say historically, Colourpop are really bad at adding depth to their palettes. They're so bad at that. They always have it be like super, super pale or mid-tone. And you're like, where's the rest?
Which is like, it's fine if you want that, if it is like a pastel kind of palette, but I don't get having shimmers that are darker than any of the mattes.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
Yeah, maybe that's an aesthetic you want, but you know, the vast majority of people who wear makeup would use a darker matte and then a shimmer on top.
This comes back to my age-old question of when people are putting together these colour stories, are they makeup users themselves? Because sometimes it feels like they aren't.
No.
Because like I know that like when I've shown Sahil palettes, he's like, "Oh, look at that nice dark shimmer." He's he's looking at it, kind of going, "Ooh, pretty,"
Yeah.
than thinking of like function.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting to see that kind of relationship.
Yeah.
Because I would normally be like, "Oh, pretty," and he's like, "Function."
That's why I tend to like makeup like collabs, because you can tell when someone is into makeup themselves.
Mm.
Like Nikki or Mayma Mitchell, like their collab palettes have always been quite thought through, and even what's his face, Alexis with the Revolution, that was a really thought through. As much as I cannot bear
Yeah.
Alexis, the palette was really thought through. It was like a dark, a blending shade, and a shimmer,
Yeah.
and
That's
it made sense.
and I do feel like they probably need to get more makeup users on board there with
Yeah,
together color stories because like this is nice. I do like it. I just think there are tweaks that needed to be
yeah,
made to make it like
and
wearable.
it's like consistently the same
Same
tweaks.
issue. Yeah. Every single time. Because I'm like copy and paste anything I've ever said about any previous palette and put it here. Because
Yeah,
right, as a lecturer, I give feedback to my students, and I will say my students are great. They're fantastic. I give them feedback, they incorporate it. But I know for other people, I've heard it from other lecturers that they're like, I keep giving this same student the same feedback, and I don't think they're even reading it. And I
no,
feel like that's what Colourpop is doing because people are saying this. I know it's not just us that are saying it;
no.
they're saying it, and I'm like, please listen. It would be great because I feel like Colourpop are falling off a little bit in terms of like they're losing goodwill to some
Yeah,
because they're going very much towards the fast fashion, fast beauty.
yeah,
And that's not something that a lot of people like. So they need to do something to kind of
yeah.
bring that back, in my opinion. I will say I do think that little lip mask is really cute.
It's cute. It's really cute. It's a little mushroom.
And I've heard really good things about their lip masks. Like it is meant to be really good, so I'd kind of half think about getting that. The shadow sticks make sense. You know, the colours make sense. The lip kits, I mean, they can't seem to do anything without doing a lip kit. I'm assuming the deeper red and the kind of mauvey black is for the Queen of Hearts. That makes sense. Fine, it's fine. I think they could have maybe gone without them. The blushes
Yeah,
make sense. Again, coming back to who is going to actually wear that red though.
yeah.
It's
Because
a
I mean, it's not that often I would dress up as the Queen of Hearts.
yeah. This is a collector-y piece.
Yeah.
I will say that little brush thing. So
I
cute.
was gonna say, can you buy the watch? And now I realize it's a brush. I'm like,
But can I just say, I know I would spend my entire time stimming off of it, opening, closing, opening, closing, opening, closing. Oh, I know that that's what I would do. I know that about me. I think that's very cute, though.
it's super
For
cute.
me, it's like up there as like one of my favorite things in that collection.
Yeah, absolutely.
I get why they've done the blushes because even like the Queen of Hearts, she was very blush heavy. Like it
Yeah.
makes sense, but it's not a very wearable color.
Yeah, but how often? I mean, she's not really considered a fashion icon, is she?
I will have you know, I base my entire life around her. I say off with their heads at least 3 times a day.
I mean, fair, but it's fair that you hear someone go, "Wow, you look just like the Queen of Hearts," and they go, "Thanks."
I do feel like she's probably the one I look the most like. So fair enough. Like on one hand, I'm like, I totally get why they did it. It makes sense to the origin. So I can't critique them on that, and I wouldn't critique them on that because I'm like, it does actually make sense. But then from a makeup point of view, I'm like, ooh, and I love her. I'm frightened to wear that.
Yeah.
I don't know who that would work with.
No.
Yeah, it's definitely not the worst thing that we've seen them do. I actually think
No.
it's one of their better collections that they've come out with, and I also appreciate that it's not a 5,000,001 things. It's actually for them a very like dialed back collection. So yeah, it's not bad. When I did put it to you guys, there was some mixed responses. Like the eyeshadow palette did pretty well. 33% loved it. I did see quite a few were saying like that you don't support the brand or don't support Colourpop. And there's a lot of stuff around that. I've said that before in previous videos. The shadow sticks did okay. The lip mask did very well, 31%. The kind of Alice toned blush, that did about 25% love it. The lip kits didn't do great. I am heartbroken that the hairbrush thing did not do as well as I thought it. Dead inside.
Wrong.
But the red blush did really well, 32% love. Then we have Unearthly Cosmetics, and this is their Don't Be Jelly palette. Now, here's the thing, because I got a bit confused when I saw this initially, because I was like, I am pretty certain I've seen this. And I started to look into it, and there was a Don't Be Jelly palette that was released back in 2021, 2022. There's a couple of videos out on it, but it seems that they had some issues with formulas, etc. So they've decided to kind of go back, rebrand it, etc. So this is their new one, and it's apparently available for pre-order right now, and it's $60. There's quite a few duochrome toppers, there's some mattes, there's some multi-chromes, and I couldn't find like any swatches on their like website or anything. By the way, trying to get a picture of this was really bloody difficult, but there was a YouTube video, Hayden Haunts, who is actually linked to Unearthly Cosmetics Linktree, and she had a live where she was going through this particular palette and giving the swatches, and they do look quite nice. I will say again, trying to get stills of that was very difficult because of the duochromes. So what I would say is if you are interested in this palette, have a little look at her YouTube, her live, as she goes through not just giving you the swatches but also using it on the eye, which I think is actually super helpful. Yeah, Unearthly Cosmetics, they do a lot, I gotta say. Beyond that, like I've got like a one or two bits from them, but they're good, they're fine, they're grand. I've nothing negative to say about it, but there was a bit of an issue. Oh god, I don't know if I'm going to say it, but there was a bit of an issue with their Halloween stuff in that they did like a Beetlejuice, there was like a Queen of the Damned, you guys might remember it, it was like super popular, but they came out with it again but without the images on it because it seemed they got into trouble, because I don't think they got licensing, possibly, I don't know, it was all a bit weird, a little bit I'll probably get blocked by Unearthly again. Oh, whoops.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's not exciting me.
Here's the thing, alright, on paper, I should love this.
Same.
Purples, blues. Right? I should.
Yeah.
Multi-chromes, dual-chromes, num. Delicious. Can I just say though, that peachy reddy colour, I'm so confused by that. The addition of the palette. I don't know why that's...
Also, yeah, I feel like it doesn't quite know what it wants to be.
Mm.
Because do we want the kind of aquatic theme? Then why is the purple in there? Or do we want the more kind of looking at the front of the palette? Well, then what's the bright blue doing there?
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, it seems a little bit confused. And what is the peach shade doing there?
But do you know what? It's almost like, you know what you were saying there, the palette, the colour story is like a mix between the shades on the outside cover and then the idea of the ocean. It's like it's a mix in between the two. But that fucking peachy shade, I'm so confused by it. And I don't know if it's there, and it's slightly wrecking my head.
Yeah. And also the minty green, I feel like barely seen underwater.
Yeah.
Like I can see the like the more turquoise, absolutely, but the minty green seems just a bit, I don't know. And also the yellow, yeah, I don't know. No, it's not grabbing me.
I will say I think it's really great that Unearthly basically went and said we're going to reformulate it because there were issues, etc. I love it when a brand actually does that rather than kind of, la everything is fine. I think that's great, and it's great as well that they kind of put together a live actually showing how it works and being really transparent about using it on the eye, etc. I really like that. I will say there's other colour story from Unearthly Cosmetics that I would get before I would get this. Because I was on their website today and it was reminding me of there are palettes that I want from them, but I just can't justify it.
I almost feel like this would have done better as just a duochrome palette.
Yeah, oh, that would have been good.
Skip out the mattes, just like the ethereal. Just skip out the mattes, just do it as a pure duo and multi-chrome palette.
And that would have made sense with the aquatic. Yeah. Uh,
I'm like, why is no one paying me for this?
Hey Anna, she's
I'm
great.
like full of ideas tonight.
Like it's just it kind of frustrates me because on paper I should love this.
Yeah, same.
And I'm honestly I'm like almost battling with myself and I don't know what it is.
Mm,
Why it's not like, tickling my pickle, why it's not wetting my baguette. I'm confused. I feel like I should love this more than I do. Maybe
yeah,
I will say I think it's maybe because I'm so desensitized to makeup at this point that I see so much every single week.
yeah.
That being said, I do still get excited about other things. So I don't know what this is about. But I know quite a few people actually did like it because when I put it to you guys, 41% loved it. Then we have Stila and they have their Heaven's Dew All Over Glimmer. It's a Gossamer Light Hybrid Cream to Powder Shimmer and it's available in 4 shades. There's Silver Lake, Lake Havasu, Copper Lake, Lake Hillier, and they're available now. They're $30 each. They're on Ulta, but they're on a couple of other sites. Yeah, I mean, I was looking up some of the reviews because there's reviews available already and people are kind of going, oh my god, these are amazing. They're like dupes of the Fenty Diamond Bomb. And I'm like, can you call it a dupe if it's the same price?
Yeah, and also they look exactly like the Rare Beauty.
No, I prefer the Rare Beauty. I prefer the Rare Beauty.
As in, no, but the shape with like that little dome.
They do.
You know what? He might need to come on with me.
I'm intrigued by these. I gotta
Yeah,
say.
but again, Stila is a little bit like Tarte. I'm like, I'm always surprised when they release something new because I say, oh, are you still here?
It's a lot this month because, like, in addition to these highlighters, there's other things like they've a lip stain, they've I think some other like liquidy eye products. There's quite a few things that they've been coming out with, and I'm wondering if this is them trying to like bulk up a bit or try to regain profits because I definitely feel like they hit a height at one point, when Tati Westbrook was like, hey, look at these liquid eyeshadows, and then everyone lost their shit and was like, let's go and buy the liquid eyeshadows, and then people kind of forgot about them because other people came out with cheaper liquid eyeshadows
That didn't dry after 2 uses.
well, we live, we learn. Thing is, I think these look quite interesting. Now, if you don't like a glittery highlighter, because I was looking at the reviews, this ain't gonna be for you, right? If you're like, no, I love a non-glittery highlight, no, stay away from this. It ain't gonna be for you. The swatches, again, I got a bit miffed because I went onto Stila's website and I wanted to get like pictures of it, and they gave me those swatches on the arm, which is grand, but I want to see what it looks like on the face because I want to see.
Yeah, because you're not going to apply it like that.
Yeah, because I want to see how.
Please don't apply it like that.
I mean, look, early on in my makeup days, I did do that sort of thing. Let's not pretend. And while it's useful to have swatches like that to get an idea of like how they're different to each other, I need to then see what it looks like on the face, and I need to see it across a couple of different skin tones.
Yeah.
Because, for instance, if I'm looking at Silver Lake, because it's like a silvery tone, how is that going to look on somebody who's pale like me? Are they going to get a cast?
I mean, on the paler arm there, it's a right grey cast, isn't it?
Yeah.
And also, I think highlighters is one of them things that swatches are great. You need to see it blended.
Exactly.
Because you don't put it on in a swipe. You blend it out. You want that kind of wash.
Yes. Swatches are great for eyeshadows, but they make no sense for highlighters.
No.
Not at that particular point. So I was going through Ulta and through Stila, and I couldn't find any pictures of them actually having the product on their face. Like could it be about to apply it, or like kind of or they'd have the random like crushed up pigment, and I'm like, how the fuck is this helpful for me to make informed? This is one of my things. So here's the thing. I'm intrigued, but I can't. There's no Stila in stores here that I can just go down and be like, let's try this, because this is $30, which is about 30-ish euros. So that's like expensive to me.
Isn't that more than the Fenty?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm like, how could this be?
It's not a dupe then.
Yeah, and I don't think you actually get as much product.
No.
So we need to be careful about the way that we're using dupe. Right, friend?
Yeah.
Just be careful. I can understand in the sense of saying like it's similar to, so that you know. Because I know some people like myself, I like the Diamond Bomb. I think it's really fun. And then other people are like, oh, no, don't like it. I think that's a really helpful comparison so that you know what you're getting into in terms of your purchasing.
I love it, but I only use it for inner corner.
Yeah.
Because it's you can't beat it for an inner corner.
Yeah.
It will last me forever because that's literally all I use it for. On clients, I just pop it on the inner corner because even under here you'll still get the glitter.
Yeah.
Whilst on the inner corner it's perfection.
Yeah.
But you can't really use it. Well, you can if you want, but you like I don't really use it on the cheeks or on the nose because it's just liquid glitter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's a wash of diamonds.
And it's fine if you're doing that as look. Sometimes I'm like, I do want to look ridiculous. I want to look like a cast member out of Twilight. Let me live my life. And that's fine. That's what you want. I really feel like this is the sort of thing I need to see somebody actually using, or for me to actually get my paws on it, check it, see what it looks like once I diffuse it out. But I'm not going to go off and buy this myself. It's too expensive.
Yeah.
And I'm being better.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I need to get the Beauty Bay. I'm gonna get the lighter Beauty Bay highlighter palette. And then for myself, I'll probably get the Rare Beauty.
I need more companies to get the memo on that. Otherwise, I'm going to go insane trying to figure out whether or not a highlighter is going to work for me. And again, it's one of those things that they need to have lots of different people showing it on different skin tones.
Yeah.
At various I'm like, don't just get a white girl to like try it.
Isn't that a motto for life for most of the makeup brands? Don't just get a white girl.
That's a motto for everything, not just for
like literally that should be the PR packet. And like that's it.
Don't just get a white girl.
Don't just get a white girl.
Seriously. Yeah, for things like highlighters, those are the ones that are so like tricky because you can get the cast and stuff. So I'm interested because when I look at this, it looks so pretty. Like it does.
Yeah.
Like there's something about it. I will also say it kind of reminds me a little bit of like the Be Perfect, the Get Wet or Get Lit, or the
Get Wet, yeah.
Yeah. It reminds me of that in the way that it's presented, and I'm like, okay, I'm not against that. I quite like it. Kiwi's like, fuck you!
I want to be in shot.
I have opinions.
Only this paw.
Nah. Look at my little socks. Oh God, I love it when they have socks.
I know.
Little
She's
white
the proper socks. Oh, there you go. There's a sock for you.
That's my favourite part of R&R this week. This is staying in. That's not getting edited out.
Obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it even me on R&R if my cat's not ruining every shot at one point?
I love it, to be fair. And when I put this to you guys, this did really fucking well, right? Stila might actually do well on this. 42% of you said you love it, while 18% said on a no or a low buy. Then the very last thing that we're going to talk about is Lacquer, which is a nail polish company that was founded by Kathleen Lights, who obviously got her fame over here on YouTube. And this, I have so many feelings on this, right? Because I've gotten really into like nail polishes of late. I mean, I've been doing my own nails. That's right.
That's cute.
I hand painted these little hearts on myself. That's not bad. By the way, this is my right hand, and I am right-handed. So
every time, because I do my own, I do biabs.
Yeah.
And every time I do my left, I'm like, ooh. I'm, sophisticated. Oh, it's perfection. And then I either get bored and don't want to do the right one at all, or he ends up looking like a donkey.
Yeah. I mean, so this is a funny one, right? Because I go through these phases because I have special interests. Tis the tism. And before makeup was my special interest, nail polish was my special interest. And I had lots of nail polish. And then I just kind of hit a point where I was like, no, not interested anymore. This is no longer giving me the dopamine. And I moved on to makeup. And makeup has been my special interest for a very long time now. This is why Releases and Rants suits me, because I get to talk about my special interest for a period of time. I've been getting back into my old special interest of nail polishes again, and this appeals to me because it's nail polish, but it's fucking Polly Pocket.
And it's the original Polly Pocket.
The good old, like, 80s and 90s, the teeny tiny Polly Pocket that parents were like, fuck it, we'll give it to them, even though it's a choking hazard. Survival of the fittest. You know, anyone who's our age and over, we survived despite the odds. This was before they had child locks on cabinets, and we were just sitting there playing with detergent and bleach, kind of going, everything's fine. Making potions. I love this.
My brother put a metal fondue stick into a plug socket.
Of course he did.
He is literally only alive because he had a wooden handle that fit his hand perfectly. So every fuse in the house, possibly on the street, blew. But he was fine. Well, he was fine. You know, it explains a lot.
Was he fine beforehand, though?
Yeah, it explains a lot. Equally, it explains a lot about Axel, that I had a massive electric shock when I was pregnant with him.
Well, there you go. This collection is so, so cute. They have 4 nail polishes and they are peak 90s colours. Like, fucking right on there. I am ready to play Dream Date. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to watch Clarissa Explains It All. And then I'm going to watch a little bit of Saved by the Bell. And I'm going to put stickers on all of my stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stickers that you got to colour in. You know the ones. Or was that had that?
Belly ones.
But I was like really weird about my stickers, because I was like, I am not taking the sticker off the pack, because then it won't be special anymore and it has to stay on the pack. And then my brother just takes stickers and just put them everywhere.
I used to get the ones where it was like a booklet of, say, like a dance studio, and then the next page would be a stage, and you had the ones that you could peel off and stick back on. They were like god tier.
Oh god, yeah. So all of this
is doing things to us.
Genuinely, this is like proper. So many brands try to hit the nostalgia, and I feel like they have actually done this. The colours make sense. Like, even they've got these little nail art stickers, which, like, I'm intrigued by them, and they're reminding me of like the little Polly Pocket bows that used to be at the very front of the little case. They're like totally hitting that aesthetic. And there's apparently some little charms. Now, I couldn't find any information on those, but based upon what I can see, they're like little flowery bits, which make so much sense. But even the packaging of the nail polishes themselves is like peak 90s. It looks, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but back in the day when I was small, right, you'd buy a magazine, and sometimes that magazine would have a nail polish on it, and the nail polish would look like this, and that's what this looks like. And I don't think that in a bad way. This is proper. It's bringing me back to everything from the 90s.
Yeah,
I love this. My one annoyance is Lacquer does not sell outside of the US.
And also for me, it would be that it's not a gel polish, is it? Yeah. It's regular. Because I think once you started using gel polishes and I've got a life myself, I don't think I could use a regular nail varnish.
I would buy it and then use like Sensational with it so that you can make it into a gel.
Yeah.
But even it says it's like a jelly. What is it? The
translucent jelly finish.
Translucent. How fucking peak 90s. Remember the jelly shoes?
Yeah, we would match your jelly sandals.
Everything about this.
And your see-through backpack.
Oh, I can't. I'm gonna sing Spice Girls. I'm gonna watch The Lion King. My brain. This scratches it in all the correct ways. I'm so sad that they don't ship outside of the US, because I would absolutely get this. I was obsessed with pockets. And when I saw this coming out, I just started looking up Polly Pocket stuff all night, and I was like, oh god, I want Polly Pockets again. I want to play with Polly Pockets.
I would totally play with Polly Pockets. Only the old ones, only the original ones.
Oh yeah, obviously. I'm talking about 80s, 90s ones.
Yeah, the actual
teeny tiny
ones, yeah.
Like, she'd bend at the waist.
Yes.
I want that. I love this. This is just so well
It's really cute.
It's so well done. And I really feel like Kathleen has been really killing it with Lights Lacquer. I only ever hear like really positive things about it. They tend to be ones that are like really, really beloved. And I just think this is fantastic. Love it.
Yeah.
Only
That's done
negative
really
things
well.
I can't physically get it here. So
One day.
one day. But it's limited edition. So not even one day. That's it. My
You
chance
can
is gone.
dream. I'll get you a Polly Pocket. Well, I say that, but they're going for like 200 quid on eBay, don't they? Like,
Yeah, but you really do love me, Anna. I'm gonna
I
go
do.
because my mother is like me. She doesn't throw things away. So I know that definitely up in the attic somewhere is like my old Polly
Yeah, I suspect that we have, that my mum and dad have got mine somewhere as well.
and Sylvanian families.
And Barbie.
That's what I'm gonna do in my new house that I'm purchasing. There's gonna
Are
be
you going to have a playroom?
there's gonna be a playroom filled with nostalgia things, and everyone's gonna
Yeah.
be confused because they'll be like, "Tracy, you don't have any children. You don't plan on having children." I'll be like, "But look at my Polly Pockets and Sylvanian fabrics.
No one touches them. I really, really, really want a dollhouse
Yes, same.
and just decorate it, make it pretty.
Anyways, that's totally off point, but whatever. I will say I fucking love this collection. It's
Yeah.
done so well. This is where they've totally taken the inspiration 100%. That
Yeah.
like perfect. Absolutely. Like I can't say anything negative. Absolutely love it. When I put it to you guys, 18% of you loved it and 11% said you were on a no or a low buy. And I think that again it's probably because it's not a gel polish and a lot of us can't get it because we're outside.
And also they are wrong.
Yeah. But I'm trying to justify it. I'm trying to figure out why they said no.
Yeah,
But-
no, but I'm just saying they're wrong.
Yeah, obviously. And I'm correct. Oh, my friends, that is it. It was a kind of a shorter episode because I'll be honest, lads, there wasn't a lot this week. It was just a slim pickings. But I do have my favourite comment, and this is from Darcy, who said, "Love this episode as always. Very informative, but it was wonderful having Manuela on. She's a wonderful person." I totally agree. Manuela is fabulous. Oh, God, what happened?
What happened?
Can I just say Kiwi just looks like a grumpy cat? Like,
Permanently pissed off. I think, yeah, bless her. I think it's because she's like her growth is stunted. Her face has a permanently like sullen little expression.
but she reminds me of, remember Grumpy Cat?
Yeah.
Oh,
You want Grumpy Cat, don't you?
she's like, "Yes, I destroy your house in retribution."
I feel mean.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, that was my favourite comment. Kiwi did try to take over, as usual.
I ruined that.
You're all right. Thank you, Darcy, for the comment. Hope you enjoyed the content. But my friends, that is the end of the episode. You know the general drill. Go and find Anna. I'll have all of her details down below. Go check out that NYX Blur tint video. You'll get a giggle out. All I'm saying is if you liked how annoyed I was with the KVD serum fucking bullshit foundation, Anna has a similar experience with this. So if you like seeing somebody get frustrated, which I do, I love that. I have a very negative energy. I love that. I enjoy pain.
Also, if you're really pale and you like your foundation to be a bit like calamine lotion, hit me up because I'll send it to you.
Sorted. But anyways, my friends, that is it. Do please like, comment, and subscribe to myself and to Anna, and do please share because sharing is caring, except of course for STDs, in which case just wrap it up, don't be gross. But that's it. That's the end of the video, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye.